Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to Millionaires in Training. This is our leadership call that we do each and every Monday here at ZJ International, and I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of our guests online from all over the world. Welcome to you, a special welcome to all of our team members tonight. To all of our team members on the call tonight, welcome to you. It's been quite the day for me. I'm here in Denver, Colorado, Denver, Colorado at the Crown Plaza Hotel on my way to Hawaii. We started at 5 o'clock in the morning and just got to the hotel here at 9:30 in the evening. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and a little bit about that story. This call, I think I'm going to focus particularly on attitude tonight, of what it looks like, what it really takes to build a successful business in ZJ International. And in the context of that, I guess it's appropriate to provide a little bit of framing for this call. First of all, we've had just a banner year. We're now in the last week of 2013. It's been an extraordinary year. There's a lot of people on the line tonight. I heard at least one that I know has had record-breaking success, that being Joel McNinch, who's at Denver Airport right now, where I just left from, and many, many, many others, many people. When a company grows by, upwards of 60, maybe 70 million in a single year, obviously, there's going to be a lot of people that have success from that. And ZJ has done just that. Before we launch into the call, let me also just wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, and all the best, all the prosperity, all the blessings, great health in the new year, 2014. An appropriate way to start tonight's call, a little bit of thanks, a little bit of gratitude for an extraordinary year. I was not actually going to do this call this evening. I had passed the call on to Joel McNinch as I am in transit from Toronto to Maui with my family and my daughter, who's in the next room with her friend here at the Crown Plaza Hotel. And so I'm kind of ad-libbing here and thinking, what would be an appropriate topic tonight to end the year. So I'm thinking a little bit of life on life's terms, and tie that into the one basic principle for success, and that being attitude, and talk about how attitude makes all the difference as to whether we excel or whether we stagnate, or in fact even go backwards. And I have a gentleman, as I mentioned, one of ZJ's newest Diamond Elites. He did that in record time, about nine months, I believe it was, to become a Diamond Elite. That's the fastest Diamond Elite in the company history. And that's Joel McNinch, who's at Denver Airport. Before I go to Joel, I want to tell you a quick story of the last 48 hours of my life and that of my family and many others in Toronto, I'm sure. 48 hours ago, we did a home presentation, a gold reception at my house. Saturday night, we did a gold reception, and we had all the gold distributors, some of our rising leaders, come to the house along with their guests. And we were set for about 100 people or so at the house. Everything was catered. And then there was an ice storm. Now, the ice storm happened the evening before. And so we thought, well, you know what, we'll melt the ice and we're going to be okay for Saturday night. Well, on Saturday, around lunchtime, they said there was going to be another ice storm, and that it was going to be even more significant. And a lot of people, thought it was maybe just a little bit of extra hype and the rest of it. Long of the short, we still had roughly 80 people show up at the house, and we did a big home presentation for Zeta International, and lo and behold, about the freezing rain started, and by the time the freezing rain stopped in the morning, there was close to 1 inch of ice on everything in the city of Toronto, right down to broken trees, down power lines, you name it, and power outages for, I don't know, about 300,000-400,000 people, including a power outage at my house. And this is where it all started. Power outage, which the backup generator that we have should have came on. It didn't. It got cold, of course. Brand new aquarium and all the fish, a bunch of them traumatized. Some of them won't make it. Not a problem. But we got past all of that. I went out to move some cars around and try to do some stuff. Took the first step out of the door and ended up doing a significant tumble down the stairs onto the driveway. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, at age 51, it's not quite the same as age 20 when you go down a set of stairs. So I got up from that. I did what I had to do, got some things done. We got power back on and did what needed to be done at the house, and left at 4 o'clock. Woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get to the airport for our flight. We got to the airport. There was upwards of there was a lineup that must have been a quarter-mile long, circling, snaking, everything, because of all the flights that were canceled the day before. We got on the plane. We're on the tarmac. We're getting ready to take off for a connection in Denver. And about half an hour later, basically there's an engine problem. We taxi back, not before being asphyxiated on the plane from fumes and a number of other things. Ended up in line at customer service. This is a story out of that movie, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. Ended up at customer service in line for 2 hours, because that's where they told us to go. And there was only 10 people in the line, but it took 2 hours to go from the back of the line of 10 people to the front of the line. And when we got to the front of the line, there were 2 customer service agents, and both customer service agents went to lunch at that moment, and there was no one to replace them. And so, with all of that, I could see how the day was starting. It was one of those moments where we learn the concept of patience, we learn tolerance, we learn to exercise our people skills, and really controlling ourselves. And of course, one thing led to another. We finally did get on the plane and got to Denver, but there are no flights to Maui going out of Denver at the time that we got there. But there was one flight to Honolulu. But we figured if we get to Honolulu, maybe we could get a plane from Honolulu to Maui. And that took a number of trips back and forth from customer service to the gate and all the rest to make it happen. We made it happen. And just as we were about to board that plane, they had some mechanical problems. That plane got pulled off. We sat there for an hour. Another hour later, they had us routed from San Francisco to Honolulu, which time we could then switch over to Maui. About an hour later of standing at that new gate, they decided to cancel everything. And so everybody came back to the hotel, and I got to the hotel. Turns out the lady that serves food at the airport took the hotel voucher, so we had no hotel voucher to have the hotel. And so my point of sharing this story with you, I couldn't help myself because one of my favorite movies years ago was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Was thinking about how we manage attitude and where we are and what we do during these types of things and all the rest of it. So here I am now at a hotel here in Denver with family doing a leadership call for our business. And while all this was happening, I had to reach out to somebody to say, could you take the call? Because I don't think I'll be there. I'm going to be on a plane. That's what I thought I would be. And I made a number of phone calls. A lot of people were busy. Some people were driving. Other people already had other commitments. But I caught one of our Zija leaders. I caught him on the tarmac coming back from the home office at Zija International. On his way home, one day before Christmas. Now this is, you asked a question, what does it take to become successful? And you go, a diamond elite in our company flying home from the home office on the evening of the 23rd, one day before Christmas, to his family, and that will tell you what it really takes. And so Joel, while sitting on the plane, said, I can take the call for you because I'll be landing at Denver Airport on a layover. When you need me to do the call, I'll do it in between this and the next flight. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not only the attitude of a winner, of a leader, but that is what it takes to be a top business leader, is to just do what others simply will not do, and or just simply not be available. And Joel, I just want to thank you for that, for stepping up for that. And now, of course, I'm back in the hotel, and maybe you can share some of your thoughts on attitude and or leadership, what's happened for you, what's happened for your team, and what you believe can happen for others in 2014 with everything happening in Zija.
David, I'd be glad to be honored to. Can you hear me?
Can hear you clear, sir.
Okay, great. Well, guys, I didn't quite have the day that David had. It sounds like he's had all kinds of fun. Although it's been challenging, and God willing, I make this last flight home for Christmas, guys and gals. But like David said, being successful in your own business does require some uncommon determination and some uncommon effort. So to leave and go here and do all this, one day before, Christmas is, I guess, on Wednesday, right? So people say, what's the holidays? No, the holiday is Wednesday. So this is like Monday or whatever, right? So that's why most people are average, because they just flake out, right? They become their own worst enemy. But winners do what winners have to do to get it done. And, my wife texted me last night and said, hey, boy, we're bumming out, we're missing you. We're watching The Sound of Music on the TV. And I got thinking, my kids will never remember me missing The Sound of Music to fly out to Salt Lake to bring in a huge networker. But what if I can't take them to the Swiss Alps and spend Christmas in the Swiss Alps where they filmed The Sound of Music next year so they can actually see that? And that's something I just thought about. I'm going to do that with my girls. We're going to the Swiss Alps, and we're going to do Christmas in the Swiss Alps while all the broke people are home watching it on TV. You know what I mean? So, guys, I'll tell you what, you've got to be unusually determined to win in business. And I read something today that I want to share with you. It was a quote by Donald Trump on the Twitter. He said, realize that being an entrepreneur is not a group effort. You're in charge. Everything starts with you. And guys and gals, that's really what it takes to be successful here. You can't count on your upline. You can't count on the company. You can't count on your downline. You can't count on, it's up to you and me to take charge and set our sail for success, right? So I just wanted to share with you kind of I was out there at Zija today and spent the day with Jerem and Dr. Plant, and just blown away, all the changes and the new things that are coming and the enhancements that are coming in 2014. Guys, that's kind of my motto is it's a new year, find a new gear, for your Zija business, man. Shift this sucker in the 4th or 5th or 6th and get ready to run, because, guys, we're basically going on the Autobahn this year in a big, big way. This company's going to explode in 2014. So think about it this way, right? What I see too often in Zija, or really in network marketing, is people get into management mode. We recruit. Finally, we recruit a couple good legs, and we've got some people to work with. And then instead of continuing the enrollment process and continuing to diversify our enrollment efforts and compound our wealth, people start focusing on a leg or two, right? And they're trying to turn lumps of coal into diamonds, right? They're trying to impose their promotional schedule on other people who are going to do what they're going to do. So if you and I took control and kept personally rolling and taking ownership of our businesses, good things will happen, guys. I'll tell you, all too often, it's the people that sit there and manage and wait and try to, turn a white gold into a diamond and all these, they're going to do it. You will be continually let down, guys, in this type of business if you focus on the usual suspects. I tell people the usual suspects will usually let you down most of the time. But if you and I take ownership and continue the enrollment process and continue to work our businesses, and that depending on our downline or upline or side or whatever, guys, good things will happen to you in this business. Let me give you an example. David Moses is a crown diamond elite. I mean, he's like, the highest thing you can be in Zija. Let me tell you this. To be one of those people, right, one of those elite, big-time zillionaire, money earner people, all you ever need is 8 Builder 500 legs. 8 good legs can get you to the top of this thing. I'm talking the top, right? So, but it all starts with going gold, right? So 8 Builder 500 legs. Let's just assume that we had, that we're new, we start the business, and I go out and I roll 4 people on my left and 4 people on my right. And I help those 4 people each get 500 PV on both sides. So say the 4 people on my left each have 1,000 PV, and the 4 people on my right each have 1,000 PV. Well, now I'm a gold, and I've actually got 8 Builder 500 legs. Okay, and I'm gold. Too many people, get it out of one leg and have to buy another Builder 500 or what? Guys, that's garbage, right? That's duct tape. That's not the deal. What you want to do is you want to go out and continue your diversity in your enrollment tree because you're going to need that later. Now watch this. This is what will blow your mind. So how do you go from gold to black diamond, right? So those 4 legs on the left and the 4 legs on the right, let's focus on turning those into gold legs. So the 4 legs on the left, right, each one of them has 4,000 on both sides. So 8,000, 8,000, 8,000, 8,000. That's 32,000 on your left. Okay, and same thing on your right. We're going to go create 8,000 enrollment tree volume, and those legs break 4 golds. There's 32,000 on your right. Okay, so now you've got 64,000 a period or a cycle in tree volume. You only need 250 for the period to be a black diamond. So guys, the secret to getting to black diamond from gold to black diamond is simply have 8 gold legs, and you're at the top of this deal, and the future is so bright you need shades, and you're laying in Maui next to Mr. Moses. So guys, really, just take control and personally enroll, and, don't be a sluggard, guys. Don't wait on somebody. Don't expect the distributor fairy to come change your life, because it ain't going to happen. A good friend of mine used to say, don't become general manager of the universe, guys. The world's got enough of those. Take control of your business, take control of your destiny, and be determined to go out and create new success stories and new enrollment tree legs, guys. Your best days are just ahead if you're willing to do that. So, Mr. Moses, that's all I got live from Denver International Airport. God bless you, my man, and happy holidays.
Well, thank you, Joe. Always a pleasure. I had no idea when I phoned you. I had no idea where you were. None at all. It was just one of those calls. When you told me you were coming back from Salt Lake City, I knew what that meant. It meant that you were at the home office entertaining new guests yet again. Not the first time in the last month or two for you. And I thought, gee, I need to work just a little bit harder. Because you're relentless. I believe that there's going to be a lot of great success next year. There'll be a lot of new leaders up and coming. I believe you'll continue to grow. More importantly, I believe a lot of great leaders will be emerging from your organization because you're leading by example. I'll give you another example of what Joel just talked about. I've been working with a lady named Gina Friels, and Gina is sponsored by my older daughter, Ashley Moses. And I was working with Gina, and Gina had a couple of leaders that were they were just in a flat zone, and she couldn't seem to get them moving. And I said to Gina, let them go. Let them go. You lead by example. You go get it done, and they're going to come running. Right now, they're looking because they think that they are responsible for your success. You don't want anybody to ever think they're responsible for your success. You go get it done. You make it happen. so Gina went to work and she sponsored some new people. Susan Huffman, as an example, and Dr. Kevin, as an example, and a couple of other people. Gina went diamond in December. She was announced last week on the Power on the ZJ Nation call as one of our new diamonds. And if you were looking on Facebook, there were some posts there. And some of the posts that were on there and some that got tagged to my wall on my page were coming from those other leaders who woke up, saw what was happening for Gina, more importantly, saw that the new leaders that have emerged in Gina's business have emerged down below those other leaders, and they are now surpassing the success of those other people who are above them. And there's nothing that motivates more than that, because it gives the optics, it gives the visual, it's leading by example. Do what I do, not what I say, and people will always do what you do, not what you say. They'll watch what you do and then do it. And so, great things. We're going into the new year. There's a lot of things coming in 2014, as was announced on the ZJ Nation call last week. Cycle 2 of period 70. There are 3 cycles left, meaning 3 weeks left if you're a guest. A big promotion was announced. The ZJ drum kit, the drum in which the moringa is shipped from India to the home office, to the manufacturing facility, has now become a limited edition sales tool, all printed up nice so that it's something that we can use to show people how the product arrives in its raw form before it is finished into the ZJ product line. We can use it for that validation. It's got some nostalgia to it. It provides, that drum represents income for the people of India who are working those farms. It represents opportunity for those of us working ZJ here. It represents health. It's bringing moringa to North America and other parts of the world. It represents financial freedom, personal security, financial security, security for our kids. And so that drum is available in a new kit called the Drum Kit. $500 plus the product that comes with it, a nice configuration of many of the new products that were announced after convention with ZJ, including the XM Burn. And here's a good part: 500 points gets us $500 is equal to 500 points in commissionable volume. So in other words, unlike the standard packages that we have, this one-time promotional package, available only for a few weeks, is giving us dollar-for-dollar volume when sponsoring new distributors or new distributors starting. So we had a reception at my house. You can go on my Facebook page about 4 or 5 posts down. My daughter did her first presentation. She just signed up in the business at age 16 in a corporation that is in trust for her. This is my younger daughter. And she did a little bit of the presentation. She also made a video, a promotional video you can take a look at. We signed up 21 drum kits, 21 brand new people who bought that drum kit at my house on Saturday night during that ice storm that I talked about at the beginning of this call. And so it doesn't matter what's happening around us. Does not matter what's happening around. I can tell you these last 48 hours for me, I could have easily lost my composure. But in the end, each of it, I told my daughter, I said, this is a great experience for you. I said, go with it, learn it. Learn every aspect of what happens in travel and at an airport, so that you'll be that much wiser as you go forward in life. So embrace it. Let's just go with it and see what happens. And it's been one fiasco after another, so we've had some fun today. whatever is happening around you, there's two ways to look at it. You know, as we all know, the glass half full or the glass half empty. Go with it half full, embrace it, and sometimes we win, and other times we learn, as John Maxwell says. Learning experience is great. It sets us up, and it puts us in a position to be ready to receive success, to be ready to capture success. And that's what challenges do for us. It prepares us for when success comes. So enjoy it, everybody. And once again, I wish everybody a fantastic holidays, a prosperous new year, and a healthy new year, of course. And looking forward to all of your success in 2014. If you're new on the line tonight, get back with the person who invited you and get some information about the Zeta product line, about our company, about where we are, and more importantly, about where we're going in 2014. We expect the company to double in size, to go from 180 million to upwards of 350 to 400 million in annualized sales by the end of next year. That means there's going to be a lot of new people rising through the ranks. Make it you. Why not you? It's about time that it's for you and your family. With that, thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Joel, thank you from Denver International Airport. This is David Moses at the Crown Plaza, Denver International Airport. We'll be speaking to you from the islands, and there will be no straight talk call this coming Wednesday. So pass that on. That call will not take place on Christmas Day. And so enjoy, everybody. Have a great evening. The lines are open. David, thanks for joining us. David, great call. California. Great call.